Hey, what's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna react to Maddie. No one cares about XXL Freshmen anymore. Here's why. Yo, bro, the freshman cipher was trash. The freshman freestyles was trash. Only the select few that I liked from this year's was what's it called? For the cipher, Sleazy World Go. He did good on his cipher. What's it called? That girl named Tia, she did good. Who else did good? That's probably the only people that I think on top of my head that actually did pretty good, bro. But it's like, bro, Too Rare was terrible, bro. Like, his shit was atrocious. Like, bro, check out my XXL cipher reaction. Like, bro, everyone else did decent. Like, I didn't have any high expectations for that cipher at all, bro. Like, my expectation for that shit is low. Like, for the XXL shit. So it's like, but everyone else did pretty good. They flow was cool on the beat. The beat that they picked for Too Rare cipher was hard. This nigga shows up last, and bro, it was so bad. Like, I was like, what the fuck going on? He fuck up the vibe of the rest of the fucking cipher. Like, bro, everyone else was pretty solid. Like, bro, they had the good flow. What's it called? When it comes to bars, like, I don't expect much from bars, so it's like, bro, if they give me anything, I'm like, okay, it's fucking okay. But it's like Too Rare, bro. Like, he couldn't flow in that beat for shit. Like, it was atrocious. But, and also, what's it called? Central C didn't go. He didn't make the cipher or did a freestyle. He only did the ABCs, which is crazy. Like, niggas skipping out on the ciphers and shit. Him and Glorilla. But it's like, it's understandable for Central C because, like, bro, a couple days, like, later, he dropped a fucking freestyle with Drake. So it's like, nigga, fuck XXL, nigga. Do that freestyle with Drake. But, you know, let's get into the reaction, though.
XXL is a very popular magazine in the hip-hop space, but they're especially known for their annual freshman classes. Every year they release a list of 10 artists that are on the rise, doing all sorts of content with them, but people have always gravitated towards the ciphers. The annual freshman lists and ciphers have always generated a lot of buzz. However, it seems like people's interest is dwindling. Since 2016, the views on the ciphers in particular have gone down 98%. Just 98% recently they released the 2023 ciphers, and it has been met with a lot of negative reception. So after looking into it, I've come up with 3 reasons as to why interest in XXL has declined over the years. But first, to understand, we have to go way back to when XXL was just a small magazine. In 1997, Reggie Dennis, Robert Marriott, and James Bernard started XXL. These 3 were all previously editors from The Source, which was another magazine in the hip-hop space. For a while, XXL lived in the shadow of The Source, and the 2 magazines even had some beef. They also actually had some beef with Eminem, who was upset at them because they said they don't do articles on white rappers, but after he blew up, they did a story on him saying he was a culture vulture and a KKK member. So he dissed them on the song Marshall Mathers with some pretty hilarious lines. Funnily enough, XXL actually responded to the diss by putting Eminem on the cover of one of their magazines, which is pretty crazy. Anyways, the first issue that XXL ever released was a double cover with Master P and Jay-Z. In the early 2000s, XXL began reaching higher heights and becoming a much more important magazine in the hip-hop community. They had made up with Eminem and sort of began to replace The Source in popularity. Paul Cantor of Medium.com said that by the time he started writing for XXL in 2004, things were booming. Meanwhile, the internet was becoming much more popular, and by 2007, there were a ton of blogs in the hip-hop space popping up. XXL was on top of things, though, and created a website to publish articles very quickly. They were able to maintain relevance through this quick adaptation. Then, in 2008, after almost 9 years of working there, the chief editor of XXL, Elliot Wilson, was let go from the company, but not before leaving behind a crucial idea. Elliot, along with his staff, came up with the iconic annual freshman class list, which would be what XXL is best known for today. Elliot Wilson and the rest of the staff at XXL released the first issue of the freshman class in 2007. Vanessa Sadden, the current chief editor of XXL, said that they were tired of putting the same faces and big artists on their covers, so they wanted to showcase newer artists on the scene. The 2007 class featured artists like Lupe Fiasco, Lil Boosie, Plies, and more. The first freshman class was simply a magazine magazine with no extra online content, as they were just kind of getting into the digital world. In 2008, they didn't release a freshman class issue, likely because Elliott Wilson left that year. Then in 2009, Vanessa Satin became the chief editor of XXL, and she was clearly invested in all of the different mediums of content that XXL was putting out.
And you've got to double up on content. You've got to be able to do content for a daily basis and then for a monthly basis. What you do for a website is a whole different thing.
Damn, that means she's been there for a hot minute, bro. Like, she been the chief editor for like a hot minute. Like, damn, she been there for years. Okay, nah, but she been with XXL for a hot minute though.
What you do for a magazine, you treat the content differently. So you just have to be familiar with what you're creating and for what audiences your audiences are, based on whether it's the magazine or the website, because they can be the same audience or they can be different.
So likely under her direction in the 2009 freshman class issue, they put out much more content with the artists. They put out 3 covers with different artists like Wale, B.O.B., Kid Cudi, and more. However, it was also the first year where they released a cappella freestyles with each artist. They also released a freestyle with Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, and Mickey Fax, who were actually freestyling, going back and forth, having fun, with a beat playing in the background.
Like I told him, so go ahead and handle. Yo, hats off to Ash Roth. Now it's time for me to blast off Astro Notch.
Kid Cudi even popped in for a quick bar. And while it wasn't technically the first cypher, it essentially set the foundation for what would happen in the coming years. Following that, in 2010, they had one of their best freshman classes ever that would really set a precedent going forward. Vanessa had stated in interviews that they wanted to get artists that were set to blow and show a lot of longevity, without them having a debut studio album out with a record label. She had also mentioned that the freshman class is the XXL staff's opinions about which artists are up next, and that it wasn't entirely objective or voted in by fans. So with that in mind, I think XXL was right on the money when they chose artists like J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, J-Rock, and many more for the 2010 freshman class. As far as content goes, they released the magazine along with the acapella freestyles with each artist. The next year, XXL would make another significant change that would become quite iconic in years to come, and that was the release of the freshman ciphers. The 2011 class featured plenty of great picks like Mac Miller, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, YG, and Meek Mill. They released a ton of extra content like the roundtable interviews.
The XXL freshman cover is that one thing that you always strive for when you start really getting serious, when you like always would get the cover and you'd be like, one day maybe I'm gonna be on there, and it's just wild to actually be on there.
Right. You know what I mean? Because we coming up, we look at this magazine.
Kendrick,
young
Kendrick.
You gotta jump on it, and to be in it,
Shit,
and
crazy.
then be on it. That's amazing.
And of course, the ciphers. Pretty quickly, the XXL freshman list became a staple in hip-hop culture, signifying that an artist was on the come-up and was up next. They were only a couple years in and were pretty accurate with their picks. XXL was also a very popular magazine by this time, so the freshman list had some extra credibility.
If you are nominated to be on this cover, that's like a form of acclamation saying that you're on your way up the ladder.
They were so popular and important that people would argue every single year over who should have made
That's
the
how it
list.
used to
And
be.
the controversy really helped the list become even more popular.
Personally, I'm gonna speak my mind.
Please.
I think a lot of the motherfuckers on the list is corny as
Some lists were definitely better than others, but XXL was fairly accurate and was able to pick artists that would have longevity. In 2012, they had picks like Future, Danny Brown, French Montana, MGK, and more. They also introduced the ability for fans to vote for the 10th spot winner, who in 2012 was Iggy Azalea. 2013 was stacked with artists like Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass,
But during that time, she did have that hot song, Fancy, so...
Iggy Azalea.
Jesus
2013
Christ.
was stacked with artists like Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass, Ab Soul, Logic, Travis Scott, and even Chief Keef. Chief Keef actually couldn't make the shoot since he was in jail, so they had to edit him into the cover. In 2014, XXL featured freshmen such as Chance the Rapper, Lil Bibby, Ty Dolla $ign, Kevin Gates, Lil Durk, Isaiah Rashad, and more. Another fun fact is that XXL had also been releasing mixtapes with these artists from 2010 to 2014, and I'm not sure why they stopped, but I think it'd be really cool if they brought it back. Also in 2014, they stopped releasing physical magazines, instead opting to go fully digital. In 2015, they released the freshman cover with artists like Fetty Wap, Vince Staples, Rory, and more. However, in 2016, something happened that would change XXL forever. In 2016, XXL released their freshman class list, featuring 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, G Herbo, Dave East, Designer, and the 10th spot winner, Lil Yachty. At first, there were a lot of people who were upset because there weren't as many lyricists on the list like there had usually been. The list was full of a bunch of mumble rappers, if you guys remember that ancient phrase. Regardless, they released the ciphers for these artists, and they were again met with many mixed reviews. A lot of people at first clowned and made memes about the artists and their ciphers, with people even writing...
Honestly, this freestyle aged pretty good, bro. It aged pretty good. At the moment, everyone was like, bro, it's trash, mumble rappers, it's dog shit. Like, bro, it was terrible during that state in time. But it's like, as time went on, the shit actually got good, bro. The shit was actually good. Like, even in the beginning, like, bro, when it first came out, like, bro, I was, like, saying, like, bro, it's type trash and shit. But it's like, bro, the shit start to grow on you, bro. Because, like, the flow they were using, the chemistry that they had and shit was lit. It was hard. So it's like, hey, bro, that's a crazy time, man. When the mumble rapper, like, buzzword was going around.
Ciphers, with people even writing up articles saying it was the worst cipher of all time. Yeah. If only they knew what was coming. However, something stuck out about this cipher. Of course, I'm referring to the one with 21, Kodak, Denzel, Uzi, and Yachty. You guys know what I'm talking about. They seem to be having a ton of fun. Yeah. They all had really good chemistry. The chemistry was fire. And the verses were all actually pretty solid. Yeah. Uzi's verse shouting everyone out, everyone smiling in the background, everyone ad-libbing each other during one another's verses, Kodak making fun of the beat and everyone laughing, and I think everyone had some memorable lines. Yeah, that was lit. It was a super fun cipher with amazing chemistry that we don't see in a lot of the other ciphers. The only ciphers I think that come close in this sort of chemistry and fun energy are the ones with Kendrick and Lil B, Lil Durk and Ty Dolla $ign cipher, and the one in 2009, which wasn't even really a cipher. Everything from the cipher to the cover for the 2016 class was perfect, especially the...
The 2016 cipher is actually like... Bro, top tier, bro. At the moment, people was hating, but it's like, bro, this is a legendary freestyle for real, for real.
Everything
like, bro, the shit was fire. That whole class was fire.
The 2016 class was perfect, especially the tagline, "The New Wave," because after looking back in retrospect, they really were. However, the 2016 freshman class was in some way a double-edged sword. On one hand, it would eventually make people much more interested in the XXL freshman list, hoping that they would see some more fun ciphers and other great content surrounding their favorite artists. But it also brings me with my first reason as to why XXL is declining, and that is because, on the other hand, it likely set people's expectations way too high for what would happen in future ciphers. The chemistry, variety, and overall fun in the 2016 ciphers weren't very common beforehand, and they weren't super common afterwards, leading people to be disappointed with the upcoming ciphers. They also got very lucky with their picks because pretty much everyone from that class went on to have a very successful career, and they haven't really been able to...
Bro, everyone on that list, like, bro, actually had a great-ass career. Hold on. Let me see. Like, bro, like Yachty, he's still popping. Lil Uzi still popping. 21 Savage still popping. G Herbo, he's still popping. Damn, G Herbo gotta go to jail. But like, hey, shout out my man G Herbo, he's still popping. Anderson .Paak, he's still popping. Who else? Lil Dicky. Well, Lil Dicky don't rap no more. He's a comedian now. But bro, Lil Dicky's still nice though. Who else was on that? Kodak, he's still popping. Designer, he fell off. I'm missing anyone. Denzel Curry still dropped music. I'm not sure if he's still popping or not though. Like, bro, I haven't seen like any of his recent music or like hear anyone talk about him, so I'm not really sure about him. Who else was on that list? I'm forgetting like a person or two.
Replicate that on most of the more recent classes. Regardless, the 2016 ciphers have the most views on average than any other class. Following the hype of the 2016 freshman class, XXL came through again with a lot of solid picks for 2017. Although a handful of artists from that class wouldn't go on to be as big as the 2016 class, they still featured people like...
Only good people on his list was A Boogie, X, and PNB Rock, bro. And Ugly God was a good pick too for the time, but it's like, bro, he was a troll rapper, so.
Amine, Playboy Cardi, and others.
Oh yeah, Playboy Cardi. Oh yeah, Playboy Cardi was also a good pick too. Damn, that nigga like right in the middle, bro. I didn't even notice this nigga.
They still featured people like X, Amine, Playboi Carti, and others. At the time though, these artists were super hot and these ciphers became the second most viewed on average out of all of the others. X's cipher in particular went viral after his interesting verse. Aside from that though, this class and these ciphers were a lot of fun. However, in 2018, the freshman class would highlight yet another issue that I think is causing people to lose interest in XXL. One thing that had became much more evident in ciphers with artists like Fetty Wap, Designer, Cardi, and now most of the 2018 class is that rap is changing. A lot of artists are less reliant on lyricism and instead focus on production, vocals, and melodies to make a good track. This is very evident in Pump, Block Boy, and Perp Cypher.
Facts. Now they just worried about the production and like more melodic type shit instead of actual like bar heavy like ciphers. Like people like bro, artists now is more about you know melodic flow, vibe, hype type music, bro. Like the bar cipher shit, like how it used to be, not gonna work now. So it's like XXL gonna have to change it up. Like I don't know, like bro, in a recent one, like they had Friday who was singing, bro, on the cipher. It's like what the fuck, bro. Like at this point, like they honestly gonna have to like I don't know, like have them create a song or something for XXL, like have them create a song or something like that, bro, for XXL instead of like having a whole cipher, or just create a whole song together and just put it out there, like instead of the ciphers instead, because like it be bro, goddamn, because the cipher shit ain't working, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And because the artists now don't even give a damn about the bars or anything. Like, bro, there'll be a select few that go out there try to like, you know, bar something up. It don't be any crazy bars, but like, no, they be trying. So hey, I give them A for effort, but it's like, but a cipher just gonna keep falling off more and more. They might as well just put all the artists or like pick the select artists that they want and have them go on a song together, bro. For real. Or have the artists pick who they want to work with, and then they drop a song. Just go back to the just go back to the XXL mixtape and shit. Just drop a mixtape of all the different artists. That's it. And have them collab with each other. Who want to collab with who? Some people want to do, you know, solos. Have them do their single tracks and shit. Like, bro, just have it like that and dead the cipher and shit.
Melodies to make a good track. This is very evident in Pump, Block Boy, and Perp Cypher. They were having a lot of fun and had great chemistry, but they weren't good at all. They all did see success in their careers though, because their strengths were in their ability to write catchy hooks and rely heavily on their production. As Medium.com says, if they really want to get things right, and if they really want to be relevant and respectful of modern music, XXL magazine needs to do what responsible leaders do when traditions become archaic and outdated. They need to highlight the talents of the artist past only lyricism. And this is a really good point, because a lot of artists nowadays in the rap scene aren't as reliant on lyricism as previous rappers were. Of course, I can't ignore Jid and Ski's cipher, as they both had great verses and are much better fit for a cipher, but the rest I can't say the same about. 2019 had a solid freshman class too, with artists like Cordae, Megan Thee Stallion, Rico Nasty,
Cordae cipher was
others. However, a few artists on this list like Blueface, Lil Mosey, and YK Osiris helped demonstrate the idea that ciphers don't work out for every artist. The 2020 list was also very solid, featuring artists like Polo G, Jack Harlow, Eneli Chapo, Broadway, and many more great picks. The ciphers were actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Even the more melodic artists performed very well. I don't think anyone really even had a bad verse. The beats were catered to them, and it was a really good class. It was actually the last round of ciphers to average 10 million or more views, and from there, it would be downhill. Following the 2020 freshman class, views on the ciphers and overall interest began to decline. In 2021, the class featured artists like Ian Dior, 42 Doug, Pooh Shiesty, and others. These ciphers averaged 75% less views than the previous four. In 2022, the freshman class featured Babytron, Saucy Santana, Sofego, Nardo Wick, and more. This class, again, wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good compared to the previous classes and had even less views on average than the previous year. And now we get to this year's freshman class, which has been facing a ton of criticism. The class had artists like Glorilla, Central C, La Tyler, and more. The announcement video had less views than any other announcement video before. All you gotta do is look at the like ratios and the comments to get an idea of how fans are feeling. And I think I've come up with a reason for this lack of interest. So my third and final reason for the decline of XXL is because rap in general is kind of getting stale. Now, before you get mad at me, hear me out real quick. At first, I was going to say that picks recently have been weak. But then I thought, who else could they really pick? A lot of big artists to come out recently, like Yeet or Ice Spice, have declined XXL, so there really weren't too many other options. No matter.
Okay, that making sense.
Out recently, like Yeet or Ice Spice, have declined XXL, so there really weren't too many other options. No matter who XXL picked, there aren't a lot of artists right now that are going to blow up to a big mainstream level. That's not even the artist's fault. Recently, rap has been declining statistically. An article from Billboard states that rap has slightly dipped in its musical market share, as other genres like rock and country have been growing quite a bit. And of course, I'm not trying to make this stupid argument that rap is dead like I've seen a lot of other outlets do. I just think there aren't many new artists blowing up to a mainstream level right now. The first rap album to...
That makes sense. It's basically like that because majority of these niggas sound the same, bro. Like, they sound the same. They got the same bars. They got the same flow, the same cadence. Like, bro, they basically just copy and paste and just sound differently based on, like, where they from, based on their accent. So they, like, sound differently. But it's like, bro, majority of them sound the same, bro. They do the same shit. Majority of niggas want to be melodic. Like, a lot of niggas don't got bars anymore, so it's like they just playing off the same melodic scheme, the same instruments. They use the same producers, so it's like, bro, they songs be sounding the same, and it's like, bro, it's like majority of niggas just basically copy and paste, bro. Like, bro, let's be real. Majority of niggas just basically copy and paste.
I just think there aren't many new artists blowing up to a mainstream level right now. The first rap album to go #1 this year was 6 months in from Lil Uzi Vert, which kind of demonstrates the fact that artists who were previously successful will still pull numbers, but there aren't just as many new guys doing that. In the early 2010s, you had scenes with artists like Mac Miller, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, and others blowing up. In the mid-2010s, you had the SoundCloud era with Uzi, Cardi, X, Juice WRLD, and people like that blowing up. And in the late 2010s, you had people like Roddy, Polo G, DaBaby, and others blowing up. But this decade, I'd argue that we haven't really seen any scenes like that blowing up to a mainstream level. Of course, there are little pockets like Detroit rap, the opium sound, the drill sound, but there really hasn't been one scene that's taken over the mainstream. And that's perfectly okay. I'm not blaming the artists or the community or the fans. I think that things need to get a little bit stagnant so that people want to hear something new. So I'm really just saying all this to dissuade hate from the newer artists on the new covers. I don't think the freestyles were bad. I think a lot of them make pretty good music. I just think the whole genre or scene as a whole isn't as interesting to mainstream listeners as it has been. Of course, I'm sure this will change. I think rap is going to be one of the top dog genres just as it has been for the last few decades, and I think it'll be like that for quite a while. So in my opinion, because of the high standards set in 2016, the outdated style of ciphers in general, and the overall...
Yeah, bro, they need to stop ciphers and just create a... Just go back to the mixtape shit, bro. Go back to the mixtape and shit and fucking have the artists work with whoever is on that fucking freshman freestyle and shit. Whoever want to work together, bro. That's it. And just throw that shit on a mixtape and say, here you go. Like, dead the cipher, bro.
Disinterest in the rap scene from mainstream listeners is why the XXL Freshman list has been on a decline. But like I said, it isn't all bad, and I'm sure a new sound will come out and captivate mainstream fans.
Yeah, it's gonna take time.
A whole lot more interest to these artists, and I'm sure that XXL will be on top of it, just like they have been in previous years. Let me know down below in the comments if you disagree.
Question is what that new sound gonna be and who wanna do it first, though.
Maybe you have another possible reason. I don't really do opinionated videos like this. I mean, a lot of it was, facts and statistics, but some of it was opinions. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you want to see more of my takes on things, let me know that too. Other than that, though, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. This has been Matty Balls, and I'll see you guys next time.
And another great video from Matty Balls. Pause. But another great video from Matty. But yo, he was spitting facts. He was using statistics and shit. But it's like, bro, XXL just need to dead the cipher and just create the old mixtape that they used to do or whatever. Just have the artists work with whoever's you pick for that list that year and just throw it on a fucking mixtape and say, here you go, my nigga. That's it. Because majority of niggas can't really get on a cipher and shit. Majority of niggas need, as Matty said, good production and like beat for them, like cater to them specifically. Like a lot of niggas can't just hop on a cipher and fucking rap. Can't just hype on a cipher beat and fucking bar that shit up. Some niggas need melodies, some niggas need great production. Like nowadays, majority of the artists rely on production and fucking the beat. So bro, XXL just need to go back to their mixtape shit, drop a mixtape, fuck the cipher, and just have the artists do what they do. But you know, like, comment, subscribe, suggest anything else you want to interact to, you know, down below in the comments. But check out and next one.